Hello everyone. Happy Friday. Yay, it's Friday. Hope you're having a fabulous Friday. Your amazing dream team, Elite Realty Fridays of Lives. Yes, remember every Friday we have a live for you filled with content that definitely adds value. So today we're going to talk about protest. And actually, I'm glad we're having this conversation because the last day to protest your taxes is, drum rolls, May the 15th. So my name is Julie Galarraga, and I am part of the Elite Dream Team. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes because we are running a little late on our lives. We usually start right at noon. But today was, running a little behind on a client's appointment. They bought a new house. They're picking out their items that they're going to have on their new home. But let's just give it a couple of minutes so people can log in. And if you have questions about protesting and deadlines or anything regarding property taxes, make sure you send them to us. So, one of the biggest assets you will ever own is a home. And as it's one of your biggest assets, you also want to protect its value. And also, you don't want to pay too much property taxes. So, what does the government allow you to do yearly is to protest the value of your home. And there's different ways to do that. But I wanted to make emphasis on the differences of protesting and doing your homestead. Your homestead is the protection of your taxes. So taxes don't go up more in the Travis and Bastrop and Hays County and around here is more than 10%. It could vary a little bit between counties and areas. But so your property taxes don't go up more than 10%. That's homestead. And if you recently bought a home and you have not filed your homestead, please do so. If you don't know how to do it, please reach out. It does not matter whether you did or did not buy the house from us. It's important that you have that homestead protection. So that's more important to us. So reach out, send us messages, and we'll definitely let you know, and we can also check to see if you have your homestead. But that's one thing. You can file your homestead. They changed this law about 2 years ago. You can file your homestead at any time during the year. So you don't have to wait a certain time to file the homestead. Now, to protest your taxes, which that's the topic today, that's a different story. To protest your taxes, it's something that I definitely encourage everybody to do every year. And there is a way of pulling up comps or trying to figure out what the neighborhood is going for. Personally, when you receive your protest document, you do have the option of filling out what do you think your property is worth. Filling that out might take you a minute. And what I like people to know is we all know what the market is moving around. You kind of know what your neighbor sold their home or the area, how much the houses are selling in the area. And if you don't know, contact your real estate agent. Hey, so-and-so, I bought this house from you. It's in Shadow Glen. How much are properties selling in Shadow Glen? Let's say they're saying they're selling for around $350,000. And then your value comes in at $400,000. Then you could be like, okay, well, there might be some room there for me to protest my taxes. So you can always protest. What you want to see is what is the government or what is the entity charging me on property taxes, what the value they have. So let's say they have the value at, $310. You can always be like, you know what? I believe my house is worth $290. So you can protest $290. There's different ways. They might be like, no, I don't agree with $290. I agree with $300. So just by filling out the document, you could get to a middle ground with the county on value. So you don't necessarily, and we had a guest a few lives ago that he said, you just have to prove the county wrong of the comps that they sent you. You don't have to go out and start searching of other comparables and providing information. you don't do that so early in the stage. You fill out your document, you send in what you believe your property is worth. If you have documentation, you can send it, but then there's another step to where they can have like a hearing, and you can take your documents, and if you don't agree with the county value, then you can take it a step further. But just know that homestead and protesting is two different things. Homestead, you only have to do once. Unless you refinance, sometimes the homestead happens to drop off. But on homestead, you only do it once. On property protesting, that's annually. You want to do that every year. Some years you remember, some years you don't. It's okay, but always advocate for yourself. Just put what you believe your property is worth. Now, you can't go from $400,000 to $100,000. They're going to be like, no, they're not even going to negotiate with you. So give yourself a chance for the county to come back and be like, you know what? It's not worth 400. It's not worth, for example, if your property, you received the bill and it's saying your property's worth, again, 310, and you're like, no, it's worth 290, and the county comes back at 300, that's definitely a great middle ground. So you want to kind of do like a win-win if it's possible. But I'm not sure if we have any questions or anybody.
I do. We have a question. Have you seen before when people get on their mail around this time of year, companies offering, hey, we can protest for you, we can help you? What should we do about those?
Yes. So these companies are great. It's another tool. The only thing is they are going to charge you based on the amount that they save you. So if they save you, I don't know, $1,000, they'll charge you a certain percentage out of that $1,000. What I like about some of these services, not all of them, is that if they cannot save you, they are not going to charge you. I can appreciate that. I have used ProTax before, PROTAX, to protest my taxes. They've been great. I used them a couple of years, and also you can protest your investment properties too. And the thing with investment property is that counties just take advantage of those. They can be like, oh no, this house is worth $400,000, and you're like, no, it's not worth $400,000. Just because I'm an investor doesn't mean you can take an advantage of me. So again, you really want to make sure if you as an investor don't want to protest your taxes, hire a company. They will do that for you. Any other questions that we have?
No, just a comment. Esther is very grateful that we'll do this here in a few minutes in Spanish too.
Yes, we will do these in Spanish. If you're here, remember we have a live every Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of the entire Elite Dream Team, we're very grateful and thankful you connected. And if you're watching this in deferred, you please know that you can always send your questions, your comments. I believe we have one more question.
Yes, we do. Hello, Yeshua and Alma here. Last year our appraisal was $390K. We didn't protest as we missed the day. This year the appraisal dropped to $360K. Should we protest even though they dropped almost $30K?
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sending your question and interacting, because I'm sure there's other people with that same question, and I did not touch bases on that. So this year on protesting, the values of homes, pretty much of everyone, has dropped. So when you go from 390 to 360, that's definitely a great drop. I would probably, just to try to protest again, because it's good to do it every year, I would probably put 340. Again, you have nothing to lose other than probably gain a little more of a discount. So I would encourage everybody to stay on and just protest if you can. Now, you don't want to protest if it's like, if you know, for example, you bought the house at 350 and they came back at 320. Because you bought the house at 350 that first year, and it appraised for less, you always want to keep that 320 value. But let's say you paid $350 and the appraisal came in at $390, then I would definitely appeal for the $350, and you actually have proofs because you paid $350 for the house. But thank you for your question. Thank you. And I think they're part of the Bright Orange Familia. So thank you so much for allowing us to serve you. But again, please share this information. You never know who can benefit from it. We're very grateful and thankful you have connected. And if you watch this and defer, send your questions. If there's a specific live you would like us to do, let us know. Happy Friday.
Thank you.